Today's lesson is going to be on NS1. NS1 is where we are going to divide fractions. The first thing we need to understand when dividing fractions is a reciprocal and what a reciprocal is. A reciprocal is a fancy word for flipped fraction. So we're going to look at a few of these. First one we have here is 5/7. Now, with 5/7, your 5 is your numerator. But when you do the reciprocal, your numerator is now going to become your denominator. So we're going to put the 5 on the bottom, and your denominator 7 from the original fraction is now going to become your numerator. So we're going to put that on top. So 5/7 and 7/5, they are not equal, but they are reciprocals. We can also take this 7/5 and divide it. I always like to show my kids that 7 divided by 5 is the same thing as 7/5 because this fraction line serves as a division sign. So we're going to put our dividend 7 divided by 5, which is our divisor. So 5 will go into 7 one whole time. Change colors again on me there. So minus 5 is 2. So it leaves us with 1 and 2/5. Now, to make sure we understand this, let me erase this. This 7/5 and 1 and 2/5, these are equal fractions. They are the same fraction. One's just improper and one's a mixed number, but they equal the same amount. So these two are equal. They are reciprocals, however, to 5/7. So make sure you understand that this 7/5 and 1 and 2/5 are equivalent, but they are reciprocals to the original 5/7. And remember, reciprocal is just a fancy word for flipped fraction. All right, so let's look at another one. We're going to take our 3 and we're going to make that our denominator. And we're going to take our 4 and put that as our numerator. So these are flipped fractions. They are reciprocals. Now we're going to say 4 divided by 3. 4 is your dividend. 3 is your divisor. 3 will go into 4 one whole time with 1 left over. So that gives us 1 and 1/3. Colors keep changing on me. 1 and 1/3. So 4 and 1/3 and 1 and 1/3 are equivalent fractions, and they are reciprocals to 3/4. One last problem we're going to look at is 4/5. Now, with 4/5, the 4 is our numerator. To do a reciprocal, it will become our denominator. And then with 5 being our denominator, we're going to make it our numerator when we're doing a reciprocal. So basically here we're just saying 5 divided by 4. Okay, let me just change that. 4 go into 5 one whole time. 1 times 4 is 4. We're going to subtract and bring down a 1. Okay, or not bring down 1. We're going to subtract and get 1. So that gives us 1 and 1/4 that is equivalent to 5/4. So 5/4 and 1 and 1/4 are reciprocals to 4/5. Just remember that a reciprocal is just a fancy word for flipped fraction.